calendar chaos? Not anymore. Here's how to optimize your Google Calendar using a few simple GCal tips and tricks. Hey friends, I'm Tasia Custode and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I share tech tips and tons of Google tactics. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by your Google Calendar, you've come to the right place. Let's clear the calendar chaos with these 5 Google Calendar tips. First, I'm a big believer in color blocking your Google Calendar. What can I say? I'm a visual learner, and color blocking is a quick way to tell which client or project or calendar an event belongs to. You can set the color of an event when you are creating it, of course. So I've got my GCal colors organized by client. That way I can tell at one glance of the color of the task which clients this task is for. I also sometimes color code by task. So for example, I know my editing tasks are always in gray. So I know, bang, at a quick glance, this is an editing task. But you can color block your GCal for whatever works for you. Is it by client? Is it by task? Is it by project? Is it by calendar? Find what works best for you. So it may make the most sense when you're first creating your event to color code it then. But what if you want to change an existing event after it's made? Simply right-click on the event and pick your desired color. And by the way, you're going to know which events originated from your primary calendar because you'll still have your primary calendar color on the left-hand side of the event. So see how I make all my YouTube edit tasks stand out in gray? On the left side of that event, it's this deep teal, which is my primary calendar color. And you're gonna notice that for every single event on my calendar that's tied to my primary cal, regardless of the color blocking I've assigned it. But you can set custom colors as well for a calendar. So if you don't like the default options that Google Calendar gives you, you can set a custom one, which is exactly what I did for my primary calendar. Click the 3-dot menu icon to the right of the calendar that you'd like to change the color for. Then click the plus symbol under the default colors. Here you can scroll through the color slider, or you can add your custom hex code. So you could add your brand color here for your specific brand calendar, or if you're organizing per client like I do, you could even put their exact brand color in here. But you might have noticed something else in my GCal that I use to help me visually decipher a task. That's right, you can easily add emojis to your events to make your time blocking and color blocking stand out even more. So when we create an event, on Mac we can hit Command-Control-Space to pull up the emoji picker. On Windows, I think it's the Windows logo, key, and then period. Either way, we can select an emoji to add to the event title. You're gonna see that I've done that with lunch, and I've done that with my editing tasks and social promo tasks. You can add them to whatever you want if it helps you with your visual time blocking. By the way, if you want even more tips on how I organize my Google Calendar or how to share Google Calendar, how I've added time zones to Google Calendar, I have a ton of GCal videos listed for you in the description below. But moving on to another function that I find extremely helpful when it comes to optimizing your Google Calendar, and that's to add the repeat functionality. Because why constantly remake and recreate a task over and over again? We don't have time for that. So every other Tuesday is podcast day. So let's click to create an event. And of course, I'm going to add an emoji to this particular event. And we're going to set this podcast publish task to repeat every other Tuesday at this time. Now, by the way, you don't have to set a time. So if you simply wanted a task to be more like a reminder on that day, you can add it just from the top of your calendar here. Or if you're already in the event, you could click to enable all day, where again, it'll just sit at the top. Either way, click on the does not repeat option. And then in this dropdown, you're gonna have a bunch of preset options like weekly, monthly, and things like that. Or you can select a custom option and choose your custom repeat schedule. So for this, I just want every other Tuesday. So every second Tuesday. And I want it to last to infinity, though you could set an end date here as well if you want. I'm gonna click on save. And there we go. This has been added to my calendar for every other Tuesday. And I can do this again for podcast recording that I have on Thursday nights. You can literally set repeating events for anything you want in GCal. The cool thing about these recurring or repeating events is that you can edit just a single event in those recurring events, or you can reflect changes for all the events in just one go. So let's click to edit this podcast event. And here I can update the event title. I could even add details, whatever I want. And I'm going to click save. And it's going to ask me if I want to make changes to just this event or to all future events, since we have this set as a repeating event. The same goes for if you want to delete the recurring event for a particular week, but leave it intact for all future dates. You can reflect the changes only to that particular event if you want. And if you're liking this video so far, remember to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Seriously, let's hit that 100K mark together. All right, my next tip for optimizing your Google Calendar is to customize your notifications. I want you to think about if and when and how many notifications you need for a calendar or a particular event. First, you can adjust notifications on a calendar basis or per calendar event basis. So let's start with notifications on a per calendar basis. You can click on the three-dot menu icon to the right of the calendar and click settings, or you could head to your gear icon and click on settings. Either way, from there, you're going to select calendar. Underneath, you're going to see event notifications, all day notifications, and other notifications. I'm going to click on event notifications. And for my calendar, I've got the default set to 10 minutes in advance. Here, I can change the notification type, and I can change the time to whatever works for me if I don't like the 10-minute default. You can delete the notification for events on this calendar as well, or you could add additional notifications for events on this calendar. Now, the all-day event notifications are those events that live at the top of our day. So let's go back for a second. Remember, it looks like this, where you would add the event at the top here without a specific time slot. This is great for birthday reminders, by the way. But moving back into our all-day event notification settings, here you're going to see for my personal calendar, I don't like having notifications on for all-day events. You can simply add notifications here if you prefer. And then other notifications are for things like changes to events, canceled events, event responses, or daily agenda. You can simply toggle from email to none if you don't wish to receive email notifications for any or all of these here. And as I mentioned, you can adjust notifications on a per event basis as well. Click on the event and click edit. And from here, you're going to adjust the default notification. The same options apply here, where we can adjust the type of notification and the time, or we could simply hit the X to delete the notification for this particular event altogether. And lastly, when it comes to optimizing Google Calendar, you're going to want to clean it up. I've been talking a lot lately about clearing the clutter, and GCal is no different. So let's go back to our calendars on the left-hand side of GCal. First, you could simply toggle off any calendars you no longer want to see displayed on your calendar. Doing so simply means it still exists, where you can easily toggle it back on at any time to view it in your calendar. But you could also hide the calendar from your list as well as your calendar view. To do so, you're going to click the three-dot menu icon and select Hide from List. You're going to notice that instantly it's removed from the list and also from your calendar view. But you haven't deleted it. So if you need to, you can head up to your gear icon and select settings. And then you're going to see it's simply set to hidden with the crossed out eye symbol underneath your calendars here on the left. You could click that symbol, by the way, to show it in your list view again and calendar again, because it was never actually deleted, just hidden. Now, if you do want to completely delete the calendar, so say you don't need it at all anymore, you don't want access to it, whatever it may be, click the three-dot menu icon to the right of the calendar and click settings. So we're going to pop back into our calendar settings here. From here, you're going to scroll down and select either unsubscribe or delete. Now, this option depends on the type of calendar you're viewing. So if it's a calendar that you created, you're going to see that delete option. This will permanently delete the calendar. There is no going back if you do that. Now, the unsubscribe option means you will no longer have access to that particular calendar. So maybe someone shared a calendar with you and you don't want that access anymore, you can unsubscribe from it. So back in our group occasions calendar, I didn't create this calendar, so I can't delete it, but I have the unsubscribe option. So I can unsubscribe from it since I no longer want access to it. And with that, you're 5 steps closer to Google Calendar bliss. So that's how to optimize your Google Calendar. And now I want to hear from you. How do you optimize GCal? Let everyone know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, well, I want to know. So give it a like, a share, or leave that comment below. You can click right about here to subscribe to my channel and here for more GCal tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. See you next time.